to the southbound 605 and is now southbound 405 after transitioning there from the 605. So it's been ongoing, high speeds, in and out of traffic.
And tell me about those speeds. What do you have in terms of how fast this driver is going?
Anywhere from between 80, 85 miles per hour up to speeds of 105 miles per hour.
And what is the decision by the California Highway Patrol about pursuing this car right now? We can see in our live picture at least two cars that look like they're trying to match her speed.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we obviously have to take into consideration safety. We have air unit in the air. The officers, we do have only 2 units and a supervisor in position. It has now crossed into our Orange County area, so it is now in a different division, border division. And we are, you know, taking into consideration the safety of this, and it will be the
if he or she wants that done.
Does it help to know who this subject is? Because apparently that's the case.
Sure. And you know what? If this was a dispute over at the rental agency, and she did give some sort of information, pedigree, etc., I'm sure the investigative side of this particular incident is being handled right now by finding out who she is and was she involved in some other crime. And again, you know, you have
where the person is even much more erratic.
She goes, is she going to take it off-road? These are the exciting when they go into the city.
Yeah, definitely might be.
It does look like, yep, she's making an exit.
And they might have to block off because they usually try to do that. You know,
all the way down the line, huh?
They try to.
All right.
Although it looks like this intersection is pretty clear right there. We'll have to see what she does as
Look at that. She's boxed in. She is boxed in.
Between at least 3 other vehicles, and she goes anyway.
Back
right
to the
ahead.
freeway?
You're looking at live pictures coming in from a KTLA, what has been a high-speed pursuit in Los Angeles, and it could be that she's getting back on the freeway. She is. I don't know if it's the same freeway or another one.
I think it is.
But there have been at least 3 patrol cars behind her, and as many as 5.
Nobody is on the
supervisor
pit
said
if
to
you
be
can get
in
up
the
there, 'cause
third
she's
car
going
back
slow.
as they make the decision moment 405. I'm not sure that that's the case
Now
right
it's on the 5. On the I-5, the 405 dies after it joins the I-5 down around just south of Long Beach. This is the I-5 in the San Juan Capistrano area.
In all likelihood, the primary vehicle, of course. Also, the second one is there to see if someone throws something out of the car, if it was drugs, and the third one is typically a supervisor who'd make the decision on whether or not they break off or not. I do want to say this did start in L.A. County. They get out 15 car chases a day.
And our understanding is top speed in this particular freeway chase has reached 108 miles an hour. We believe they have gotten that number from the California Highway Patrol. And also, it's my understanding, William, that one of the choppers, we're heading San Clemente right now, it's my understanding. We've been around Dana Point, and a lot of people probably remember the town Dana Point down in Orange County from the O.J. Simpson trial, if you're old enough to remember such a thing. As we've been monitoring this chopper, we know, William, that this woman is in one heck of a lot of trouble, and that eventually, I guess, the chopper signals are going to run out as a result of the fact that they're getting so far south.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're going to have I think they've already handed it over to CHP San Diego because they're going to be headed into Camp Pendelton very quickly.
To use the technology. There's a possibility that someone that could just, again, a police officer could be talking to her right now, trying to get her to stop. We see the CHP chopper right there, right underneath the KABC chopper. But, you know, the CHP is going to stay on her. But there is a possibility, Chuck, that someone could be talking to her, trying to get her to stop the vehicle.
Yeah. It would be hard to put spike strips out and not disable a lot of other vehicles, wouldn't it? I mean, that's an art to do that correctly. Mike, I apologize.
Yep.
Front right tire is clearly disabled.
Yeah.
She's lost control of the front right tire. It is in shreds. She's on the rib, and this thing should end pretty soon. So whoever did it right.
You can see her kind of fighting just to keep it within the lanes. Which is kind of funny that you even stay in the lanes when you're on a kind of pursuit like this, when clearly you've broken law after law after law. But this right front tire disabled on this Yukon that was apparently stolen from a rental car company in Anaheim. This is approaching the Camp Pendelton area, and this might come to an end because, Mike, how long could she drive on the rim of that right front tire? That's a big vehicle.
Well, you know, we've seen chases in the past where they've driven all the way down to the brake drum. So, but the front tire especially is important because that helps. You see that the looked like the front fender almost started to bow out there.
Yeah.
You know, that is important on the control of the vehicle, those front tires. So that's how long she'll try to drive.
Yeah.
I'll run a German.
All right,
Okay,
she's slowing down to a stop. Let's see what happens.
Far right-hand lane. Let's see what happens.
And they're getting out. What do they do right now, Mike? Do they just sit and wait? Do they wait for her to get out? Do they use the bullhorn?
Yeah, what they'll usually do is they'll get one officer on the PA. We see the two CHP officers, one with looking like an automatic weapon, and the other one, and they'll give her directions. They'll say, driver, put your hands up, and then they'll have her reach over, take the keys out of the ignition, throw them out, and they'll try to get her. This is what we call a felony traffic stop. They'll get her to step out of the car and put her hands over her head, lace her fingers, and then walk backwards towards them to the back of the car. And then they'll make sure, then they'll give her directions. Usually she's down on the ground, cross her legs behind her. We'll see what she does. She's both hands out, and that's what they want her to do.
Both hands up. We're led to believe she's the only person in the SUV, a female driver. Started this whole thing at a rental car counter in Anaheim, and it's led to the Oceanside area, and she's out of the car now.
Yeah,
walking backwards.
Yep, as they usually do. They'll usually try to get her come all the way back from that vehicle, just in case there is any kind of weapon that she wouldn't be able to go back inside and get it. Usually they'll get her to sidestep or walk backwards towards them. And then they'll usually have her get on the ground after she walks backwards towards them.
They're not entirely convinced she's unarmed, I take it.
No, you never know. You always go on the assumption there's a weapon. Always on the assumption.
Well, they brought this car over without a secondary accident. This is pulled over in the right-hand lane of an overpass, Oceanside area. She's inching ever closer to all of those officers there. You can see one appears to be approaching her. Let's watch her looking live.
1 minute, please.
Yeah, you see they have a female officer. Yeah, and the female officer there. So go ahead and do a search. You got her under control, and they'll get her cuffed up. There's one. There we go.
There we go. Now they're going to check the vehicle to make sure it is unoccupied.
Yep, they'll go up and clear the vehicle. We see the officers there with the car 15s, and the two officers with the handgun. They'll go up and make sure that vehicle is clear, and then they'll do a search, incident to arrest of that vehicle, make sure see if there's any other violations that they can charge her with. How
do they know which lane she'd be in when that spike strip was thrown out? Because it's not that wide. It's not 8 lanes wide, is it?
No, in fact, I didn't even